Okay, so this is my first gameplay video in a little while. I mean, just maybe 2 weeks or so. Um, I'll go ahead and start it. Just ordinary team deathmatch because that's all I play for now. I don't do any hardcore or any league play anymore. Um, Partially because not I'm not a competitive Call of Duty player. Then again, I've never found myself to be too into um, I mean, I am interested in competitive gaming, but as far as the actual participation aspect, I have issues with playing games like that because I'm never good at any of them. um, so ultimately, I mean, this is live, so I am going to be playing this while I'm talking, but I mean, the bulk of this is actually just going to be about some of the new industry news that I've heard about in the last 2 days. One of which being EA's exclusive rights acquisition to doing future Star Wars games, which I am both, I'll say excited, but also scared. I say this because I'm not too thrilled with the way Disney is handling Star Wars quite at the moment. Partially, biggest reason is because ultimately I've never found Disney to do very well um, with franchises that aren't theirs. You know, franchises that are theirs, they know how to do it. They've been doing it for almost a century. But when you really want to boil it down to what Disney does, I don't think they're going to be helping Star Wars much, especially with the fact that they're taking the video game approach and they're going to be releasing a Star Wars movie every single year. Wow, okay. Um, anyway, um, I mean, I do like the companies that EA is putting in charge of some of the Star Wars games. BioWare's, I mean, mind you, not very many people liked, where'd he come from? I'm not going to say that not a lot of people liked the Old Republic, but I think they could have done a lot better with the Old Republic. This girl, dude, I'm sucking this. This girl, I've never really been interested in Dead Space, but I've heard that a lot of other people have liked it, and it's done really well, aside from the third one, which didn't really do all that great, according to their sales analysis. But, you know, BioWare also had some really good success with all of the Knights of the Old Republic games. And that's partially what gets me excited about it, about BioWare working on a Star Wars game. And I've really kind of narrowed it down that, you know, if I know I'll never have the choice on this and I'll never be the one calling the shots, but ultimately I think if EA wants to do everything correctly, considering BioWare's previous track record with some of the Star Wars games, I think they need to be the ones to work on Star Wars 1313. We've seen some really good things from last year's E3, and 1313 kind of dropped off the map at that point, but as far as the game itself, if anyone were to do it, I would really want for BioWare to do it. I don't know too much about Visceral's background outside of Dead Space, so in all honesty, I have no judgments for them, and I can't say that I would like them to do any of it right now. Damn, that was nice. You know, the fact that they're looking into DICE doing some games, kind of fearful, because I mean, but in reality, I think that they would be a good fit for it. I didn't like Battlefield 3 as much as I thought I was going to. It was kind of a letdown to me. But ultimately, with DICE doing it, it fits DICE. They, you know, Battlefront 3 or Battlefront 2 always had large maps for their for the games. Each playing field on each planet had its own giant playing field, and it was completely just open. Why would they spawn right behind me? But okay. But that's how it is. You know, Battlefront has always had extremely large maps and had a lot of people to play on those maps. And DICE has done the same thing with Battlefield, you know, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3. They have that track record to create games that have large maps like that. I'm just afraid that they might ruin the multiplayer just a tad. I'm not exactly familiar with any other game outside of Battlefield, at least from DICE. So it's possible that they may create a hit with this one. I don't know. But it's also possible that they may not, and they may be lacking a severe severe storyline or gameplay that could really affect the outcome of how Battlefront 3 works. Because I've always been a fan of Battlefront, you know, and Battlefront especially was the first game that I played on GB. It really was. I didn't play it long because the clan that I was in at the time kind of like booted me, so I left. But you know, ultimately, those are the two main games that I really care about. I've made this post on Facebook, you know, since I don't know Visceral's background and I don't really care much for their background, and that I would rather, you know, them just go ahead and say, hey, let's say, you know, screw what people want, let's just go make a sequel to Star Wars Pod Racing, which, you know, I'm sure, you know, a lot of you may have heard of, who knows. If you used to have a Nintendo 64 or you went to an arcade, you probably know what it is. But ultimately, that's something, I don't know, that's something that I want to see. That's something I've always wanted to see. I've always wanted to see another sequel to Battlefront. Oh, that's nice. I came back and did even better than everybody else. Okay, but that's my spiel on it. I mean, you know, go ahead and I'll summarize it up. I want to see Battlefront 3, and I want to see Star Wars 1313 finally come out. I know Battlefront 3's been going through studio and studio for the last 5-6 years, but they just need to release it. But that's all I've got, so I'll see you guys later.